The Journey of Ulysses. A long time ago, in a kingdom surrounded by the blue sea called Ithaca, lived a brave king named Ulysses. Although he was a great warrior, his heart desired only one thing: to return home. Every night he looked at the brightest star in the sky and sighed, thinking of his family. For Ulysses, the love of his home was the greatest treasure in the world, far more valuable than gold or crowns. In far-off Ithaca, his wife Penelope and his son Telemachus also looked at the sea. Penelope was a very wise queen who wove a beautiful blanket while she waited for her husband's return. Telemachus, who was no longer a baby, played with wooden boats and dreamed of the stories of his father's adventures. They both knew that no matter how long it took, Ulysses would find his way back. But the way back was full of surprises. One day, Ulysses and his sailors arrived at an island where Polyphemus lived, a giant with only one eye in the middle of his forehead. Polyphemus was very grumpy and did not want to let the travelers leave his cave. Ulysses, who was the cleverest man in the world, had to think of a very smart plan to escape from the giant. Ulysses told the giant that his name was Nobody. When the giant was distracted, Ulysses came up with a way to leave quietly. He hid with his men under the soft wool of the sheep in the cave. The giant, who could not see well, let his sheep out one by one. Thus, Ulysses managed to escape the cave, proving that being smart is much better than just being big and strong. After escaping the giant, Ulysses sailed near some rocks where the sirens lived. These creatures had magical voices and sang songs so beautiful that sailors forgot where they were going. Ulysses wanted to hear the music without losing his way, so he asked his friends to tie him very tightly to the ship's mast. "Don't let me go!" he shouted as the melodies floated through the air. The sea god, Poseidon, was very angry with Ulysses for having tricked the Cyclops. With his magical trident, Poseidon stirred the waters and created waves as high as mountains. Ulysses' ship rose and fell through the white foam, but he clung to the rudder with all his might. "Nothing will stop me," Ulysses exclaimed as he fought against the great storm in the middle of the ocean. After the storm, Ulysses arrived at a magical island where the sorceress Circe lived. She lived in a beautiful palace and had the power to change things with her wand. At first, Circe was a bit mischievous and turned some of Ulysses' friends into little animals. Ulysses had to speak to her with great courage and kindness to convince her that the best spell of all is friendship. Circe understood that Ulysses only wanted to return to his family. With a wave of her hand, she returned all the sailors to their normal form. His friend Ondino, who had been transformed into a pink piglet, became a man again and jumped for joy. Circe, now a good friend, gave Ulysses secret maps and advice so that his final journey would be safe and fast. Finally, after many years, Ulysses saw the shores of Ithaca. Upon arriving at the beach, he met a tall and strong young man. It was Telemachus. At first, they did not recognize each other, But when they looked into each other's eyes, they knew who they were. They gave each other a hug so big that time seemed to stop. "Father, we have waited for you every day," Telemachus said with tears of happiness in his eyes. Ulysses arrived at the palace and reunited with Penelope. The whole kingdom celebrated with music and dancing because their king had returned. Ulysses told them of his incredible adventures and how the love for his family gave him the strength to overcome any danger. All these stories were kept forever in El Cofre de los Cuentos, so that all children remember that the most important journey is the one that takes us back home.
El cofre de los cuentos.